Hello everyone and welcome to Las Vegas Speaks. My name is Guy Dawson and I am your host. Las Vegas Speaks is a show that highlights prominent people in the Las Vegas community as well as other things related to Las Vegas. My guest for today is Victoria Seaman, who is a city councilwoman. Welcome to the show, Victoria.
Thank you so much for having me.
And you are a part of Las Vegas City Council. How long have you been a councilwoman?
Well, I'm on my second year, Las Vegas City Council, Ward 2.
And what made you want to become a councilwoman?
Well, I served in the legislature for a term of 2 years, mainly because I felt like as a businesswoman, we needed more representation. But then I had a desire to serve in the city council. The city council has a lot of opportunity to make the community better, to support businesses, to support the community, and it's really close to the people.
That was leading right into my next question. A lot of people might want to know what a councilwoman does. What are your day-to-day responsibilities on the council?
Well, we have a myriad of responsibilities, and I have a great staff that works with me, and we handle a lot of issues. It could be anything from traffic issues to community issues to business issues. We have council twice a month where we hear different economic development ideas, or we have people come up for business licensing and a myriad, again, of different things. One of the things that I've done during COVID is start a program called Small Business Saturdays so that we could support businesses in Ward 2. A lot of businesses have struggled going out of business. So one of the things that I've been able to have the opportunity with my staff to do is to go out and film them and talk about what they do in the ward. So the opportunity as the city councilwoman gives me that ability where I can go out and really support businesses and really go out and see what the issues are. Like I said, you are so close to the people as a city councilwoman. And I think that making the community a better place is something I love doing. I believe we can restart our city in a way that ensures public safety, but also allows us to begin the healing process on our critically wounded economy. When looking at the issue of the coronavirus epidemic, we can't only look at one side of the issue. We have to look at both sides of the issue.
You had mentioned one of the reasons why you became a councilwoman was because of your entrepreneurial background and supporting business. And of course, we have a lot of challenges in the Las Vegas area right now in terms of businesses. What are some of the things that you are passionate about in contributing to bringing business back to Las Vegas in these interesting times?
Well, we have a lot of opportunity to do that. And one of the things that we did in my ward was make sure that we cut the cost of alcohol licenses. I'll give you an example. We had a restaurant that went out of business in our ward, and the group that was coming in to take over had challenging problems with affording a liquor license. So we were able to work on ordinances of reducing those fees during COVID. And so those are just some of the things. And then we as a city had a lot of grant programs for small businesses, for PPE and for their employees, for signage. And so we've really tried to look at the challenges that are happening to small businesses and work on things that we can do to help them survive during this time.
As a councilwoman, what types of questions are people asking you? I mean, either during the pandemic or not during the pandemic?
Well, I have to say that my staff and I have worked through the whole pandemic. What's so nice about working so close to the people is we've made sure that our phone lines were open. And even if the problem didn't pertain to the city, we found the resources to give them, to help them with whatever issue it was. We had a lot of issues that were state issues, but at least we were a voice on the other end of the line that could lead them to the right resources. So this is so important that they know that their council office is available to them.
I think that is really important, of course, any time for our leaders in our community to be people that we feel we can reach out and touch and ask questions of. And specifically, you being a councilwoman, what vision do you have of Las Vegas? Of course, we live in this wonderful city that has amazing things to offer everyone. And as a councilwoman, how are you going to contribute or continue to contribute to the growth of Las Vegas?
Well, I think that first of all, knowing what's most important to the people of the city of Las Vegas, and number one is public safety. So we have our eye on making sure that public safety is number one, and then we make sure that we work on issues of people having a place to live. We have a lot of issues with homeless during COVID. So we just keep our eye on what the priorities are and making sure that we're constantly looking for solutions to the problems of the city of Las Vegas.
And we have elections, we elect people like you, and it's always wonderful to have the opportunity to sit and hear your perspectives on the way that things are going on in our city. How can people reach out to you directly or indirectly to ask you questions or learn more about what you do?
Well, that's the amazing thing, is because they can go on our website of the City of Las Vegas and call our offices. They can email us, and I have a great staff and myself, and there isn't a phone call or an email that we don't answer. If they have a problem, whether it be a traffic issue, a safety issue, again, they call our office. We make sure that we deal with any issue that comes through our office.
It's a wonderful opportunity to interview an influential person here on the Las Vegas Speak Show.
Founded nearly a decade ago, the Black Business Chamber is still the Valley's voice for the Black business community, bringing business and innovation together. Come learn with us. Come grow with us. We're the next generation of Black entrepreneurs in the city of Las Vegas. We're the Black Business Chamber. It's golf time again. Time for the second annual Black Business Chamber Golf Tournament and Fundraiser at the fabulous Las Vegas Golf Club. Last year's event was fantastic. This year's will be even better. So dust off those clubs and gather your foursome. Register now for the second annual Black Business Chamber Golf Tournament and Fundraiser at the Las Vegas Golf Club. Don't wait. Tickets on sale now at www.blackbusinesschamber.com.
We're back with Las Vegas Speaks, and I am here with Ken Alber. He is one of the founding principals of the Penta Building Group. Welcome to the show.
Great. It's great to be here, Guy. Thanks for inviting me.
And as a founding principal of Penta, what got it all started?
20 years ago, my partner Jeff Arrett and Blake Anderson, we decided to leave a big general contracting company we were all working for and try to be entrepreneurs, and rolled the dice and dove into the market here in Las Vegas, the construction industry in Las Vegas in the year 2000, and started our own business from scratch.
What was it like getting into the Vegas construction market in the year 2000? Those were booming times in town.
2000 was a good year. Obviously, starting a business relies upon good timing and some luck along the way. We had worked in the previous decade in town here for another big general contractor, so we knew the market well. We had contacts and relationships which bode well for our startup business.
And as a startup business, as you had mentioned, of course, there's a lot of challenges. What were some of the things that you had to overcome as a company, even though you had all those connections already?
Well, first of all, on a personal note, I had to go overcome the fear of starting your own business when you had 4 young kids at home that you still had to feed and maintain a household. But we rolled the dice and took the chance. And, you know, it begins with that, taking a risk and diving in. A lot of hard work and opportunities in a fertile business community like Las Vegas certainly bode well for us to begin our business.
Construction is extremely important to Las Vegas in general, and especially these days. So being very hospitality oriented on the Strip, we're constantly improving the experience for visitors, and construction is the way that happens. So for the community, there's 2 really big things. One, there's a lot of people from the community that work in construction, and if you don't work in construction, you probably know somebody or are related to somebody who does. So safety being extremely important so that all of the family and friends of the people in the community go back home in the same condition they came to work every day. The second most important thing is, frankly, it's really important for us to be safe, to protect the public that's all around these hospitality venues, casinos, nightclubs, retail, restaurants. These people are coming here to have a great experience in Las Vegas, not to be in harm's way because of construction.
What are some of the significant projects that you started working on when you got your business going?
Early on, we got a call to help the owner at the Aladdin Resort, which was under construction and nearing completion. they called us in to assist on the owner side of the project to help push the project to the finish line, which we successfully did in the first 6 months of our business.
And of course, construction and all industries have been evolving through the years. Ken, you've been in business for a while. What has that evolution been like for your company? Obviously, you've grown quite a bit over all this time.
We have. We grew pretty fast early on. One of our major clients early and one of our major projects was a Hilton timeshare project on the north end of Las Vegas Boulevard. And Hilton was a great client of ours for many years. They actually took us to Hawaii, and we performed some construction of some timeshare buildings on the big island of Hawaii, which was a great experience. But overall, things evolve. You go through peaks and valleys for sure. We endured 9/11 shortly after we began our business. We were a year and a half in, and as many of us know that were here at that time, Las Vegas came to a standstill for 9 to 12 months, and we weathered that initial storm and became stronger as a result of it, and took off shortly after that and climbed to one of the biggest construction companies here in Nevada by 2008.
Yeah, huge accomplishment. And what is the construction landscape like in Las Vegas now?
Well, it was beginning of 2020. It was very promising. We had a record year on the books for 2020 until COVID hit, and unfortunately, it cut our business plan in half. Our business, we do a lot with major casinos and operators here in town and hospitality market, and it's been crippled due to COVID. It's going to take some time for it to come back. It will come back. We've seen it come back before. Las Vegas is a very resilient community, and we'll see it rebound pretty quickly.
What is the most thrilling thing about creating a company that has done so well, prospered, and continues to adapt with the times?
Well, it is exciting to have your brand on many buildings up and down Las Vegas Boulevard. We completed a few years ago the T-Mobile Arena, which is certainly one of our major projects that we're most proud of. We completed last year a major convention facility for Caesars and also another convention facility for the Wynn Resorts. We have probably been in and out of every major property up and down Las Vegas Boulevard over the last 20 years and have our fingerprints on almost all of them.
Well, Penta is definitely a company that has been extremely prominent in the Las Vegas area. I remember back in 2000 when you started working on these projects, and it's been very interesting to watch you grow and thrive as a company, and we just wish you continued success in your business.
And we appreciate that very much, Guy.
Newer businesses coming to Las Vegas, getting started and thriving. It's always a pleasure to highlight successful companies such as Penta on the Las Vegas Speak Show.
Founded nearly a decade ago, the Black Business Chamber is still the Valley's voice for the Black business community, bringing business and innovation together. Come learn with us. Come grow with us. We're the next generation of Black entrepreneurs in the city of Las Vegas. We're the Black Business Chamber. It's golf time again. Time for the second annual Black Business Chamber Golf Tournament and Fundraiser at the fabulous Las Vegas Golf Club. Last year's event was fantastic. This year's will be even better. So dust off those clubs and gather your foursome. Register now for the second annual Black Business Chamber Golf Tournament and Fundraiser at the Las Vegas Golf Club. Don't wait. Tickets on sale now at www.blackbusinesschamber.com.
We're back with Vegas Speaks. I'm Guy Dawson, and I am here with Robby Thomas with the Black Business Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And what is your role with the Black Business Chamber of Commerce?
I currently serve as the chairman for the Black Business Chamber.
What do you do as a chairman?
Well, that's a good question. So part of the chairman's role is to ensure that the organization does and carries out its mission. And so what that means is essentially if you're doing work with black business owners, for example, is to make sure that we're providing the kind of services and programs that help support businesses and the kind of work that they do. So providing resources and making sure that the organization has a sustainability plan.
And as a Chamber of Commerce, as you had mentioned, there are a lot of services that you provide to the community. What are some of the primary ones? I know you had touched on a couple, but could you give us a few more services that you bring to the community?
Well, for the most part, we know that there's a wealth gap between some communities of color, in particular, African American owned businesses, really lack a lot of capital. They lack capacity. And one of the things that we try to do is to help bridge the gap, identify where resources may be, whether it's the SBA or partnerships with banks, such as, some of the local banks that we've actually reached out to, and really try to help bring those pieces together to help foster a better economic climate to help businesses thrive.
And I know that the Black Business Chamber of Commerce is relatively new.
Yes.
What is the development like? I know whenever you're getting something started and establishing it, you have people that are very interested in it, but sometimes they need to become acquainted with it. What are the ways that you're reaching out to Black business owners to?
One of the ways I look at this is, sometimes I feel like I'm a glutton for punishment. And I try to make sure that I don't get into something that, you don't have the ability to, that you do have the ability to thrive in. So I've actually done work before in this space. And so I've actually been a chairperson for other kinds of small business organizations, whether it's partnerships with different city or state entities that help businesses and business districts thrive. So what we've done is take some of the principles that we've used that were successful and try to bring it into the space where, we begin to formulate partnerships, we begin to formulate strategies to work with small businesses and entities that foster the kind of economic development goals that we try to aspire to bring to the market. The other thing is, it's important to really work one-on-one with business owners. Everyone that starts a business doesn't have an MBA, right? And so we want to make sure that they have some of the kinds of tutorials or technical assistance that would be important to help a business thrive. A lot of businesses don't succeed, in the first or second year. And so we want to make sure that businesses that we work with that have the kinds of tools that they need to succeed.
And you had mentioned that a Chamber of Commerce is a kind of a meeting place for businesses to get together. Do you have a business that you're personally involved in?
Yeah, actually, one of the interesting things that has happened for me, I think, in the past decade or so is really, I spent most of my career in the banking industry, and I've also, served in the nonprofit space. I've worked as an adjunct professor in management. And so I've kind of brought all of these elements together in a passion to help support business goals, entrepreneurship. And so that is something that I've sort of created into a business model where I support businesses, whether it's through credit education, through strategic thinking, and to even do some created some partnership opportunities where I've invested in small businesses. So trying to find ways to utilize my skill and acumen as an investor, as an educator, and as an advocate for small businesses.
And as you know, Robby, a lot of businesses in Las Vegas are facing challenges. It's a time that is unprecedented. How will the Black Business Chamber of Commerce be a resource to help these small businesses that may be having challenges in a lot of areas to thrive and succeed and to be relevant? As you mentioned, a lot of businesses just don't make it.
Well, I think we have to be very, very frank about where we are. We have to be very open and clear about the situation. I was talking to some people earlier today about, a lot of business models that really built their businesses around the kinds of pre-COVID assumptions, okay? Meaning that, putting aside things like reserves for 6 months or 3 months or what have you, no one could prepare for what COVID brought us, which is an entire year of no activity in your business. And so a lot of businesses are really going through the process of either having to retool, going out of business, being bankrupt. And so we have to now look at the new landscape and decide, how do we best utilize the skills, the resources we have? If we want to bring a product to the market,
or do we need to shift gears?
Providing resources for small businesses
Absolutely.
is so critical, and I think an organization like the Black Business Chamber is going to be on the cutting edge of that.
Absolutely.
We'll be back soon.
Founded nearly a decade ago, the Black Business Chamber is still the Valley's voice for the Black business community, bringing business and innovation together. Come learn with us. Come grow with us. We're the next generation of Black entrepreneurs in the city of Las Vegas. We're the Black Business Chamber. It's golf time again. Time for the second annual Black Business Chamber Golf Tournament and Fundraiser at the fabulous Las Vegas Golf Club. Last year's event was fantastic. This year's will be even better. So dust off those clubs and gather your foursome. Register now for the second annual Black Business Chamber Golf Tournament and Fundraiser at the Las Vegas Golf Club. Don't wait. Tickets on sale now at www.blackbusinesschamber.com.
Welcome back to Vegas Speaks. I am your host, Guy Dawson, and I am here with Sherman Ray with Black Success Magazine. Welcome, Sherman.
Thanks, Guy. Thanks for inviting me on the show.
What is Black Success Magazine all about?
Well, Black Success Magazine is all about success, really in a nutshell. About 8 years ago, I started this little thing, and I thought to myself, you know what? I've been working with business owners, but there really was no emphasis on Black business owners or Black success. So we decided we're going to start a magazine, and that actually launched December of last year. We have a podcast, website, all that stuff, but Black Success Magazine is really all about success.
And who does it appeal to? Obviously, I would think it would be highlighting the successes of Blacks in business, but who else would a magazine like Black Success appeal to?
Gosh, anybody. Really, we primarily deal with Black success because we'll talk about people it could be media, it could be business owners, could be people in all phases of life, but if you are on a success track in life, Black Success Magazine is for you.
What was it that inspired you to want to create Black Success Magazine?
I think it's because it's something I didn't see in myself. I saw that I didn't know anything about business. I didn't know anything about money or anything like that. So I spent years and years. And then once I got to a point where I'd opened my own business, I thought, you know what, I'm going to give back. And you look back, and especially with the operations that I've worked with, you see business owners that are just kind of lagging. They're just not making it, and it might be just a little thing. So it's my way of giving back, and we've been able to scour the world and find great people out there that can really speak into the lives of all of our entrepreneurs or just people who are just reading the magazine.
Success is a word that is used a lot in media and elsewhere in the world. And you have Black Success as the title of your magazine. What does that represent, success? How do you use that as a tool to represent what success is?
Yeah, and I think that's the beauty about the word success too. It means specific things to specific people. So we talk about lifestyle. We talk about business. We could be talking about health. But in all those phases, it really kind of comes down to implementing certain processes. Like one of the biggest ones is your mind. Really, everything starts with a thought in your mind. And if we can get your mind moving in the right direction and get rid of all the noise that's out there, we can get you moving forward. And you can apply that to, let's say you're a gardener. You can apply that as a gardener if we can just get your mind going in the right direction.
Tell us about some of the content. What types of content is a person going to find in Black Success Magazine?
Well, I think we look at it a holistic thing too. So on the website, you'll actually find podcasts, you'll see videos, articles. In the magazine itself, we want to quantify that, we want to put that on a digital platform, and I think it'll change over time. But right now you see a lot of articles, a lot of great success stories. One of them, Marcus Johnson, who is many of you, he's a jazz artist. But a lot of people don't know who this guy is. But this guy not only is a lawyer, he's a judge, he's an entrepreneur, he does all these great things in life. We hope these stories inspire people to move forward to their own success story.
Success stories, I'm sure you have plenty of those. And what types of success stories do you want to cultivate with creating a magazine like this?
I think the everyday story. We were talking, I was just in the hallway talking with Ken Alber. And Ken, who is the president of Penta Corporation, his story is probably unique because he didn't say it, but he started with $50,000 that he took out of his own home. So he mortgaged his home and started his company. And people see him today and they just see this good-looking guy and he's rich. We want to see those stories that highlight the beginnings of people's lives. Like Soichiro Honda, who started out with nothing, lost everything 3 or 4 times, and still became the great guy that we know now. We see him as Honda now, but his story is just epic.
And you talked about the fact that you have a digital platform that you're utilizing currently for the magazine. Mm-hmm. So many things are going online in our current climate. Mm-hmm. How is that affecting your distribution, the types of audiences that you're reaching with Black Success Magazine?
I think that actually makes it a lot easier. It really does. Now we can, our podcast is on Apple Podcasts, but it's literally all over the world. I've seen it translated into French. I've seen it in German. We're here in America, but digitally, that signal can go all over the world. So I think it's really expanded our reach.
And Black success is a topic that is so prevalent in our society today, and in the news every day. It's just interesting to see you pull the concepts together to contribute to the success of all, not just people necessarily who are Black, but overall success.
Yeah, I think you're right. And once again, it really is, it runs a gambit. Anybody can use these principles. We just we focus on Black business owners, but anybody, if you're looking to be successful in life, Black Success Magazine's for you.
Founded nearly a decade ago, the Black Business Chamber is still the Valley's voice for the Black business community, bringing business and innovation together. Come learn with us. Come grow with us. We're the next generation of Black entrepreneurs in the city of Las Vegas. We're the Black Business Chamber.
We appreciate all of you for tuning in.
It's golf time again. Time for the second annual Black Business Chamber Golf Tournament and Fundraiser at the fabulous Las Vegas Golf Club. Last year's event was fantastic. This year's will be even better. So dust off those clubs and gather your foursome. Register now for the second annual Black Business Chamber Golf Tournament and Fundraiser at the Las Vegas Golf Club. Don't wait. Tickets on sale now at www.blackbusinesschamber.com.
To Vegas Speaks, a show that showcases success here in Las Vegas. We will see you soon.